Good evening. Welcome to season number 57 of the Ferris Community Summer Band. This has been, it's one of the longest, oldest, grandest town and gown traditions that we have between the university and the city residents and the larger community here. So we're delighted to have Ferris State University continue to sponsor that and include so many, not only our students at Ferris, but also so many community members from around the area. We started up on Monday, had our one weekly rehearsal, and we're going to play what we got for you this week. Next week, we're going to be at the Castle in Canadian Lakes, and it's open to everybody at the same time at 7 o'clock. And then after that, the last two Wednesdays of June will be at the band show. And then our last Wednesday on the 28th will be our 4th of July weekend kickoff. It's almost 6 days in advance, I think, this year, but we're going to get an early kickoff and have a nice long weekend. So. Okay, we're going to open up with a fun march called Military Escort by Henry Fillmore. On Sunday, June 28th, June 18th, come on, brain. The Tuba Bach Chamber Music Series is going to be presenting Celtic guitarist, and so in that vein, we're doing some Celtic music this evening. This one is kind of Celtic, it's Celtic-ish. It's an original composition called an Irish Interlude, so it tries to evoke that kind of feeling to it of Irish folk song. It does a nice job. It's written by Warren Barker. Warren was an extremely talented composer and especially arranger. Did lots and lots of arrangements of all sorts of styles of music for bands. So enabling us to play swing music and Broadway music and lots of things that brought to the concert band from the Broadway pit. But anyways, we hope you enjoy this beautiful melody, an Irish interlude. one of the things we'd like to do over the last many years is when Stage M does a musical, which they do every summer, we try to find an arrangement for a band of the music that they're going to be doing. This year was a challenge because this really, for band, there hasn't been an arrangement ever. Until I was looking around at various websites, and one of the websites had a guy who self-published an arrangement within the last year. So how's that for lucky? And he took it pretty much right out of the Broadway pit and kind of expanded it for a full concert band. So it's if you've been to Broadway musicals, those pits are not easy things to read sometimes. So it's been a fun challenge for the one rehearsal we had. It's a medley of lots of songs from that musical, and we're not doing the whole thing tonight. We got through about the first half of it, and so those songs. And next week we'll add a few more, and by the end of the summer we'll have them all done. And so when we stop in the middle there, it'll kind of end on a chord that sounds like a pretty chord, but it doesn't sound like a final chord. It's because it's going dot 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 to be continued next time. But what you will hear tonight is some introduction, which introduces many of the themes that are going to be in the musical. Then the song called Impossible, It's Possible. Then In My Own Little Corner, and then 10 Minutes Ago. So the production by Stage M will be happening the last weekend in July, as it typically does. Those dates are in your concert program. So we invite you to join them at that time. And here's some musical foreshadowing for that event. doesn't sound quite finished, does it? Correct. But this is the way we'll get you back. I guess if you don't come to Canadian Lakes, you might not hear it all. But when we're back in Big Rapids in 2 weeks, you'll hear more of it too. We also had some beautiful solos. One of them on flute by Susan Gould, one of them on oboe by Michelle Kaufhold, and one on the French horn by Vincent Bennett. And so yes, thank you, congratulations. And now something completely different.
Hello, good evening. So as Scott mentioned, coming up a week from Sunday on the 18th is Tuba Bach's summer concert. I think most of you are familiar with Tuba Bach, but for those of you that aren't, we are in our 18th year of bringing musicians from all around the world, amazing musicians here to Big Rapids for a series of concerts throughout the year. And so it's time for our summer one. The big festival is in the fall every year in September and October. I can give you a really quick rundown of that. We'll talk more about it later, but I'm excited about who all's coming the very first week. So we're starting September 10th this year. The Rodney Whitaker Jazz Sextet alongside classical arrangements of some jazz standards. So we're commissioning a bunch of new works and amazing jazz musicians. The second week, Corbin Wagner is the professor of horn down at Michigan State University, and he and Patrick Johnson on piano are coming up. So all music for tuba, horn, and piano. The third week, I have to think what the third week is. A steel drum player, Liam Teague, who is from Trinidad and is now in Illinois. And then Fareed Haq is a guitarist who's been here before. The fourth week, we're excited to have the tuba quartet back. We haven't been together since the pandemic, so we're excited to have everybody back from around the country for that. The fifth week, Alerna Koryeva is a violinist from Uzbekistan, and she will be here with Noah Mallett on piano. And then the final week, Testimony, is a gospel ensemble out of Detroit with Alvin Waddles, and so that finishes off the festival in the fall. But 2 weeks, or a week and a half from now, really on the 18th, Tony McManus is a guitarist, Celtic guitarist, originally from Paisley, Scotland. And so he will be here. I met Tony, he and Julia Toasburn were here with the Festival of the Arts back in 2020, right before the pandemic. And so some of you may have had a chance to hear him then, but we talked at that time about having him come back, and he and I wanted to play a concert together, and then the pandemic happened. So finally we got our schedules together, and so that's going to be on Sunday the 18th at 4 o'clock at Emmanuel Lutheran Church over on Fuller Avenue. And if you can't be there for the concert, we're also live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, and it'll be on Sunny 97.3 radio as well. So we did the Irish ballad kind of as a forerunner to that, and now the Bluebells of Scotland. I think the Bluebells probably grow near Paisley, where Tony is from. So that's why we're doing that. So enjoy the set of variations on the Bluebells of Scotland. Thanks.
Like the chill is kind of getting. It's been really good since I've been sick.
Just want to add that Ed Mallett's from Big Rapids, moved away and did all sorts of wonderful musical things all over the country, moved back to Big Rapids, just coincidentally the same year I moved here, back in 2002 that would have been. And so the stars aligned, and we've been doing this combination of solos with the band ever since, and it's been a real treat to work with. We have a real, I think most of you who know Ed know what kind of gem we have here, but how about one more round of applause, Ed Mallett. Our next piece of music is a beautiful, slow, lyrical song. It's called Balladair, written by Frank Erickson. Did a lot of composing for young bands back in the 1950s and 60s especially. And we're dedicating this piece to a couple of former summer band members that played with us over the years that passed away during the past year, quite young. One of them was a neighbor of mine across the street, Brija Keusch, who played with us back in 2017. And then more recently, Cole Groves, who played with us in the percussion section for 3 summers in 2014, 2015, and 2017. So in their memory, we're happy to perform this piece, Balladair. That was a pretty piece, wasn't it? Yeah. Our next piece is a piece that's new, I think, just about everybody here. It's a piece I discovered, and it's called Wheels, and it's just like the wheels keep moving and moving. It's a nice, bouncy, fast piece, and it's a lot of fun. And that's all I got on this one. Hope you enjoy it. I'd like to acknowledge I've got 4 Ferris students who are serving on my work crew this year. We show up at the music center and load up all the stuff in that truck back there. I forgot to keep the truck running while we were running today and the battery died. So one of the students had jumper cables and helped to get his boost, so I guess they're gonna get a bonus this week. And then we bring it out here, we set it up, do the concert, tear it down, go back to the music center, put it all away. So we do that for every night, and their help is invaluable. So I'd like to thank Ava Radlewski. Let me grab my mic. Ava here in the clarinets, and we got Vincent Bennett on French horn, and we've got Shay Lynn McKiller on clarinet, and Nicole Graham, who's there. So would you guys stand up, please, and we'll thank you all. We also have some people joining us in the band for the very first time ever. If this is your first concert with the Ferris Community Summer Band, would you please stand up, and we're going to say thank you and welcome, or wave your hand. If you can stand up, there you go. So welcome everybody. Those of you who have played with the band for anywhere from 1 to 5 years, would you please stand up if you can? Five to 10 years in the band. All right, we'll do it 11 to 20 years in the band. 20 to 30 years in the band. I don't think we have anyone in the 30 to 40 category, do we? We have someone that's been in the band for over 40 years. We're going to ask Dr. Jerry Oldbeard. If you look in your program, you're number 47 out of the 57 of this band. So, and also plays with our concert band during the school year, and then when he's not here, he's on the road with his Airstream, playing with Airstream bands. Who'd have thought they'd have those around? But they do. And so that's great to see that kind of musical heritage infusing other aspects and components of our society. So, all right. We've got On the Mall, right? All right. If you've been to my concerts before, this is one of a couple of marches written by Edwin Franko Goldman that has audience participation. So you're going to sing La La La, and you're going to whistle, and that's basically the only way I can memorize lyrics, or La La La. I'm not good with music, with lyrics. I'm good with notes, with instruments. So, all right, here's On the Mall. Let's see how you do. La 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 Here's the band. Nice job. The clapping was the best sounding, by the way. We're going to end our concert with a piece of music that I really haven't done much with the summer band, and I should have been. It's the Ferris State University fight song, the Fighting Bulldogs. So we're going to end up. Now, you've all heard this. How many of you have been to any sporting events at Ferris? What you've heard is just the last part of the whole march. There's a whole part that goes before it. So you're going to hear all this music that's really cool and peppy and all that kind of stuff, but it's not something you've probably ever heard before. And then at the end, you'll hear the part that you recognize. And we're going to kind of do it a concert-style tempo instead of the pep band playing like a million miles a minute kind of thing. So anyway, just one more thank you. And I also want to, Ann, did you want to say anything today? As Ann's coming here, Ann Hoganson has been the person that's been kind of taking care of this beautiful old building. This is the oldest structure in Big Rapids. I don't know if you know that. And there's been an ongoing efforts to preserve it and keep it in good shape and keep the roof good and all that kind of stuff. And Ann has been the person, kind of the linchpin for that ever since I've been in town just about. So please give a warm welcome to Ann Hoganson.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight at the Old Jail to enjoy the FSU Community Summer Band. And I say choosing because I think it's a choice anytime any of us goes to appreciate a local art or cultural event. Our lives are very busy, and it's very easy to pass up opportunities to appreciate the contributions of people such as these. Shout out to Dr. Beard and his 40 years. It's very easy to walk on by events like this and to walk by spaces like this. But when we do, we're not only directly depriving ourselves of the chance to appreciate something, we're also risking that it's not going to be available for people in years to come. So your showing up tonight is one way for you to support activities like this so that future generations have them available for their own enjoyment. So thank you. Round of applause to you for coming. A key part of our responsibility to the jail is preservation, and if you take a look at it right now, you can see that we've got some work to do. We're looking currently at replacing our front porch, which is in a pretty sorry state, as well as repainting. And although we've got a long way to go toward that, you can help us a ton by buying a delicious cup of lemonade on your way out the door. We are taking donations as well. All the proceeds from tonight will go to help us buy paint and other repairs that are necessary to the building so that we can keep it available for events like this and many other events for years to come. So thank you so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate having you here. Have a lovely evening. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Ann. Those were really beautiful words about choosing to come out and support and keep things going now and keep them going for the future. I've never heard anyone kind of make those comments that way before, so they were beautiful. Thank you very much, Ann. Oh, yeah. Okay, so final reminder that we will be at the Canadian Lakes Castle next week, and then after that will be the next 2 weeks at the band shell down here behind Big Rapids Middle School in the Hemlock Park. And yeah, our city continues to grow and expand and renew itself. All the frustrations of the road construction right now, we're going to really enjoy that when they're done. Not while they're doing it, but when they're done. And there's all sorts of new additions with parks and splash pads and kayak launches, and there's a lot of really nice growth happening in town right now. And so we're continuing this old tradition that we have here. We're continuing the tradition, the Americana tradition of having bands like these playing concerts ever since the Civil War ended, really, and really got going big time in the early 1900s. So this is a long time. This is over 150-year heritage of American culture as well. So, and a lot of that time coincides with the existence of Big Rapids too. So it's all together here. So, all right, here's the Ferris State University fight song, "The Fighting Bulldogs." We're all done, folks. The Ferris Community Summer Band. Stand up, band. Thank you very much. Take your bow. If you can. Thanks again for hosting us, Ann. And you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful evening. And we'll see you next week and maybe the weeks after that. Oh, and in your programs, it talks about the other concerts happening on Wednesdays after we're done in the band shell. It mentions the Pocket Park concerts that happen at lunchtime on Fridays. They don't have the list published on the web yet, so I didn't get in there. It just says TBA, but they started last Friday. They'll be going all summer long. Ed's concert on the 18th, and then Stage Jam here at the end of July. So lots to do, and hope you enjoy it all.
Awesome.